Hello, everyone. It is day 3 of the Reset for Resilience, and today we are doing nose stuff, which is really cool because the nose, according to Ayurveda, is the doorway to consciousness. It's this really special access point that we have where we're able to sort of use our breath and use herbs and oils and things like that to actually physically affect our mind. So hopefully you have already done your jala neti, which is the neti pot. So you've done a nasal rinse. And then you've also done a series of nose drying practices because it's important that you don't do this next step if you have a bunch of water inside your nose still. So what I am going to get to share with you today is about Nasya. And it's the step that you would do after jala neti and nose drying. And it's essentially oil nose drops. And the reason why this is such a cool practice is because one, it's actually one of the 5 traditional self-care practices that are part of traditional panchakarma. So it's a really important cleansing practice. And it's also just like really nourishing for the tissues and membranes in your head. It can help kind of clear out things like allergens or any sort of pathogens that are stuck in there. It can also help kill fungus that's in there. It also serves to your mind any herbs that are being carried in the oil that you're using. So to speak to that, the 2 oils that we love are the banyan nasya oil, banyan botanicals you all know about, and then also the moon bath mind rise transcendent nose oil. These 2 oils we love because they both contain an herb called brahmi. And brahmi is one of the traditional, most ancient herbs that was used in meditation for thousands of years. It's really a powerful herb for the mind, for opening consciousness, connecting with your highest self. And when we infuse it into an oil and then we drop that oil into our nose, we're essentially serving that herb directly to our brain, to our mind, and we're accessing all of those benefits in a really, really powerful way. So let's go over how to do Nasya. So here I have Nasya. I'm using the Moon Bath Mind Rise right here, and I have it sitting in a bowl of hot water. And we talked about this with Abhyanga, right? You want to take this bowl of hot water and just set your oil in there for like 10 minutes, and this will help warm it up. And that's important because oil can be a bit kaphic in nature, and as you know, kapha is cold. And you might realize you don't want to add something cold to your nose because that can create a kapha condition, something like congestion. So by warming up the oil, you're sort of taking away that quality of coldness of the oil so that it can just be grounding and nourishing and actually clearing. So it really helped to clear any vata energy. So again, the application of oil being so great for reducing vata. So that's mainly going to be vata in the mind here, anxiety, sleeplessness, things like that. Okay, so you've allowed your oil to sit in the water for just about 5 minutes to warm up. You can take it out, dry it off, and then I will show you what's next. I have right here, I have a little setup with a pillow. This is actually the bolstered being lean bolster, which we love. And then I have that set on top of another pillow, and then this is gonna be for my back. In addition to your pillow setup and your Nasya oil, you wanna make sure to have just a little cloth so that you can wipe up any oil that might drip. So one way to set up your Nasya setup is to set pillows on top of a yoga mat, just like I've shown you. You can also rest your head over the side of your bed and kind of crank your neck back just like that so that the top of your head is resting on the side of your mattress. And this, essentially, you're creating a 90-degree angle so that when your head is tilted back all the way, you can just drop the nose oil drops right into your nostrils. Once you are in position, then you'll unscrew the cap of your Nasya oil and you'll just hold it gently just right above each nostril, ideally not touching the nostril, and you'll squeeze 3 to 5 times to get 3 to 5 drops into each nostril. Once the oil is in there, you'll tilt your head side to side to make sure it gets sort of in every little cavity. Oh, and one thing I didn't mention is you'll drop it in. You want to kind of move the dropper around so that you're trying to get sort of like the different corners of your nostrils. Then when you move your head side to side, all of that is kind of going to drip around and circulate all around in your sinus cavity. From there, you can massage. You can press on your sinuses like this with each hand. It feels really, really good. You can kind of feel that you're moving that oil around. Get on the top of your sinuses up here. Feels really good. And then you can even work with your jaw a little bit. There is a lot of information in the Ayurvedic texts about how Nasya helps basically everything from the chest up. So you're helping with this upper part of your neck or your upper part of your back, your jaw. All of this is getting supported, nourished, lubricated by the Nasya. So give it some love. And then you can just rest and lay still for about 5 minutes. This is just a great opportunity to meditate, to relax, and to just take a few deep breaths before you go on with your day. Now, when you sit up, you might feel a little bit of oil running down the back of your throat, and that's totally fine. You don't have to worry about that at all. You can just spit it out or swallow it. Ideally, perhaps spit it out, I think, to make sure if it's carrying any toxins or anything like that, it's gone. So that is Nasya, and I will give you a little demonstration, and I hope you enjoyed this practice. It truly is another one of our faves.